This resource explores essay tests in detail. We start by providing some general tips for essay writing success. We then look at various types of essays and provide key words that suggest which type of essay is required. Where appropriate, those key words are defined explicitly. An example of each type of essay question is provided. We finish by summarizing and stressing certain keys to success. The first thing to remember about essay tests is that longer does not necessarily mean better. Most instructors prefer a solid one-page paper to a 5-page paper of garbage. You should write a thesis statement. This is the main idea of the entire essay. An effective thesis statement is often just a rewording of the question. Take time to organize your essay. Make a quick outline for your paper and follow it. Use pertinent facts and figures to support your writing. Maybe even sprinkle in a quotation or two, if you can. Your essay should have a conclusion. A good suggestion for this is to rephrase each of your paragraph's topic sentence and to finish with an affirmation of your thesis statement. Proofread your paper. Make sure there are no glaring spelling or grammatical errors. Keep these general tips in mind as we explore the various types of essay question. Generic essay tests provide the student an opportunity to show everything they know about a subject. Key words that indicate a generic essay are discuss, describe, explain, or analyze. The teacher is looking for a depth of your understanding, so you want to go beyond simply providing facts. You want to provide details and provide good support for any statements you make. Try to tie topics together. Don't let your paper go off on tangents. Stay focused on your thesis. An example of a generic essay question would be, discuss the importance of self-motivation in taking an online course. Comparison essays look at 2 or more different topics. However, how you write your essay depends on the key word from the question. Compare and relate both mean to show how the topics are alike. Contrast asks you how the topics are different. Often, comparison essays ask you to both compare and contrast. For example, compare and contrast the techniques necessary for success in taking an online or on-site course. In your answer, you need to specify how the topics are similar, compare, and how they are different, contrast. This type of question is relatively easy to organize. Provide some general information in the introduction. Compare in the first body paragraph. Contrast in the second body paragraph. Then do an analysis of whether the topics are more alike or different in the conclusion. Some essays simply want you to provide facts with little or no analysis. However, these essays tend to want very specific answers. Some of the key words signify slightly different expectations from the answer. Illustrate means you should supply an example that shows the topic in action. Enumerate and list both require a simple telling of facts, and it is sometimes sufficient to have a bullet point list rather than well-formed paragraphs. You should double-check with your instructor. Define means to give the meaning of the topic. An example often helps to clarify the definition, but an example by itself is not enough to define a topic. For example, suppose your instructor asked you to list and define the different possible formats for a college-level course. You would want to craft an essay that specifies on-site courses, online courses, individual studies, and hybrid courses as the different formats, and also provides a description for each. The exact opposite of a fact-based essay are reasoning essays. The focus of this type of essay should be on the analysis, rather than a simple retelling of the facts. The key words like justify or prove signify that the essay is a reasoning essay. You are provided with the basic facts. You need to expand that idea and show why that phenomenon occurs. Suppose you were asked to justify the statement, online courses are becoming more prevalent in modern post-secondary education. You can take as a given that the statement is true. You must describe the reasons why this is so. The introduction of your essay could restate the question and provide some figures that show that it is indeed the case. Then in your body paragraphs, you could talk about the rise of non-traditional student bodies and how working adults must fit their coursework into an already packed schedule, or the general rise of the internet as a medium for communication as a reason for the increase in online coursework. The writer is tasked with digesting and condensing a large amount of material in a summarizing essay. This type of essay is similar to a fact-based essay, as deep analysis is not required, but the organization of the essay is a key factor. There must be a good logical flow to the paper. Again, the key words require specific types of answers. A paper that must diagram needs to identify and explain the major components of the topic, as you would if the question asks you to summarize. A special form of a summarizing essay is one that asks you to interpret. In this form, you want to put the topic into more understandable terms. You draw on outside knowledge and explain the topic more fully. An essay that asks you to trace is looking for the chronological progression of the topic. Suppose you are asked to trace the development of the modern college setting. You would look at higher education throughout history, likely starting in classical Greek times and progressing through time until you reach modern times. You would want to describe the primary features of each form of learning environment, but there is entirely too much material to go into great depth on any one time period. Not all essays require complete emotional detachment. Sometimes you are allowed to have your own educated opinion. These essays require logical reasoning, but you are still able to present your thoughts on a topic. If the essay asks you to evaluate or critique, then you provide the positive and negative aspects of the topic and determine if the subject is ultimately effective or not. You focus more on your chosen alternative and provide extensive reasoning in essays asking you to argue. For example, say you are asked to critique the effectiveness of online courses for non-traditional college students. You could provide some basic information and set the stage for your essay in the introduction. In the first body paragraph, you could describe the basic features of both online courses and of non-traditional college students. Your next body paragraph could demonstrate the benefits of online courses. Then you would present how online courses are not beneficial for non-traditional students. Your conclusion would be an excellent time to summarize your position about the effectiveness of online courses for non-traditional students. When writing an essay, remember to be concise. Writing a shorter, effective essay is much preferred to a long and rambling essay. Similarly, make sure your essay is well organized with a strong thesis statement. You want to make sure you support your essay with facts and analysis. You also need to answer the writing prompt appropriately. Different keywords suggest a different form for your writing. Answers for a generic, comparison, fact-based, reasoning, summarizing, or your thought essays each have a specific method and focus to the writing. You want to summarize your essay in a good conclusion. The conclusion is the last thing read by the grader, so make sure you leave a good final impression. And don't forget to proofread your paper. This makes sure the reader can focus on your thoughts and writing rather than be distracted by spelling and grammatical errors.